James here, and today I'm in my own backyard, Chicago, Illinois. Now, in the spirit of my last two videos, what I'm going to do today is ask what Americans think about America in 2018. So, without further ado, let's get started. So what do you think about America in general?
Growing up, I always thought America, we love America, great pride, everything, but it wasn't until my old years where I've gotten a lot more mature where I really got to see how great America is.
I think it's a great country. It's had a lot of opportunity. As someone leaving from another country to come here, I think, there's opportunity everywhere in terms of for colleges, so there's not a lot holding you back. It's just the person. If you want to get something, you can go ahead and get it. There's just so much opportunities.
I think it's a good place. I'm kind of concerned about the direction that our country is going in, particularly the politics. But I think overall it's still a great place to live. There's still a lot of opportunities.
You have to get rid of the bad people in order for it to be great again.
Absolutely.
I also believe if we stop being greedy and just realize it's enough for everybody, we'll one day have peace and be able to live in harmony.
What are your general thoughts about America?
I think it's pretty cool.
Pretty cool?
Yeah, I'd say same. It's pretty cool. I love America.
I love America.
Good place?
Good place to, and I'm roaming around Chicago. Great place to be.
Fabulous.
Fabulous?
Yes, I love the freedoms of being here in America, getting to travel all over the world.
Awesome.
We have a great history, a great present, and a great future.
Do you think America is still a place where people can go for that American dream? Do you think that still exists?
Sure, that exists if you do it the right way.
My dad is an immigrant, my boyfriend's parents are an immigrant, seeing them all come here and then also seeing where their lives were in other countries. There's so many opportunities. We just have to make the best of these opportunities. It's very easy to not make the best of these opportunities, but once you do, you get that education, you work hard, you pursue your dreams. It's going to be hard, but I think America is definitely the best place to be able to get your dreams accomplished.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Yes, we do.
for sure.
I think it's still possible. It's probably a lot more difficult than it used to be. Even just getting a college education these days, there's the huge barrier of student loans, and a lot of lower income people might not even have access necessarily to higher education, and having a degree is important, to get a job. But I guess there are opportunities where you don't need a degree these days, right? But I don't know. I think that people still can make their dreams a reality, but maybe it's a little bit more difficult. It almost feels like there are more barriers somehow.
I feel like as long as you got a working body, you wake up every day, you healthy, you got an opportunity to make your today better than your yesterday.
Yes, I do.
Yes?
Yeah, I think, for sure.
Good?
Yeah, there are a lot of business opportunities in the U.S.
Business opportunities.
I think it's evolved. I think the traditional American dream in the sense of the white picket house, going to university and the happy married family, maybe it's not quite that. But I think that's also evolving with the times and not just specifically the American dream.
I think it is. I think it happens every day. In small ways, large ways, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a land of opportunity. I've seen people who, started with nothing, got onto IT, and did some amazing programming, and they're billionaires now. So, yeah, it can happen.
Nice.
Yes, there's great potential here in big and small ways, precious ways.
So, what do you think about Americans? Are they just your thoughts on the average American?
Well, I really like all the Americans I'm friends with because I'm friends with them for a reason. Some Americans, you're always going to find those entitled people, the mean. We just did a bullying whole thing today, and you're going to see the bullies even in kids or an older age. I think that's just defiant of all human nature in general. Is it more prevalent here in America of mean people or entitled people? I don't really know, but I think as a whole, Americans are pretty good people.
Well, I don't like to judge people as a whole. I like to judge people on a one-on-one basis. So I can't say every American is a great American, but as a whole, Americans are good people.
We need to be educated. We need to learn to listen to each other. And what is our Congress not doing? They're not working together. So we need to learn to respect each other and listen to each other and possibly be open to changing our minds about issues.
I think the world has a very negative perception of us at times, but I'm still hopeful.
Okay, and that's kind of my next question. What do you think the rest of the world thinks about us?
We're a bit of a joke right now.
I think the rest of the world can that has this stigma about us, about Americans. I think that can be improved by more Americans traveling more. I think traveling is the biggest eye-opener to the world. Culture places. I love traveling. I try to go to a new country, 2 or 3 new countries a year. So I think that helps you get grounded, see more, get a better perspective, which I think more Americans can do so they can meet other people and realize we're all just humans. We all just live in different locations.
I feel like some people might not like us, and some people think we're okay.
Yeah, a lot of people, I feel like Europeans think like Americans aren't that smart. But there's different people out there, different opinions. Yeah.
I mean, the country, it's almost glorified in some other places, and in other countries it's looked down upon. So you can get multiple answers from different people.
Maybe country by country. A lot of countries hate us, and some countries love us. So depends where you are.
I'm worried about that.
Yeah, I am too. Lately, we're not presenting the best of example, and yes, that is with our leader, and they don't like what they see, and I don't blame them. I don't either, so that's unfortunate. I hope that somehow can be corrected.
Okay.
I'm concerned about our image around the world, and I think we need to show greater respect for all countries, and I hope that many countries can help us to become the nation that we're meant to be, or should be.
Like something that we do really well, like, yeah, USA, we do this really well, something like that.
We have a lot of natural beauty. You know, there's a lot of wonderful national parks, and I think that people who live in America oftentimes want to, travel outside of the country and go to Iceland or other places and don't recognize all the natural beauties that we actually have here, and even within our cities. I mean, Chicago has a lovely lakefront and lots of public parks, and I think those kind of things are really nice.
There's just so much scholarships here. You got a scholarship for everything. I remember when we were going to college in Jamaica, sure, you got accepted, but it wasn't guaranteed that it was going to be paid for, and you were asking for money, but you were in the line, and then they're like, oh, don't call us. So in terms of that sense, that's a great benefit here.
I think in America, women are getting more and more opportunities to work and be leaders and be CEOs, CMOs, and I think that's pretty damn cool.
We more free.
I like their food.
America has the best food in the world, would you
Maybe.
say?
I can't think of any other any answer right now.
Okay.
That was off my mind,
Fair.
I feel like they have a lot of opportunities.
Opportunities?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's a solid one. Favorite thing?
Freedom.
Freedom, number one.
I can't think of anything to say about that. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I still think we're very forward-thinking, and our rate of adoption, for example, for technology, for new apps, is still very, very high compared to other places in the world.
Freedom.
Freedom? Yep.
Freedom of speech is gigantic, and I just criticized our number one person, and I'm not going to be put in jail for that. So that's important. That wouldn't be all the other countries, or a lot of the other countries. So.
I initially thought our wonderful national parks, but you wanted an idea. So I think our free press is very important.
The thing you do not like about America is oh man, if I could, change one thing or do something different.
I think education could be better. I mean, my whole family is educators, but I think either having a gap year that other years do. I think that's incredible to have students that don't know what they're doing, high school students that don't know what they're doing before they go to college, getting some time off, going to Japan, going to Italy and learning more. I think that's really great and will help diversify the university student, because you don't really know what you're doing.
Right.
I think taking more classes that you are interested in instead of like the crazy like whole curriculum like the other countries do, I think that's pretty cool. So maybe just making education more adaptable to students.
There probably needs to be more like community, I guess. I don't know. Because even like where I live too, so it's like my neighbors, like sure I see them, but I really don't know them.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels like, you know, you don't necessarily know your neighbors or talk to other. Maybe it's just like the lack of knowing your neighbors, and maybe that's just in my own personal life, and I'm trying to get to know my neighbors better. But I think that like maybe in other places, people are trying to be more of a community atmosphere, I guess.
We always blaming people.
Yep.
Like, we do stuff and we always got a reason for it, and to me it's unjustified with half the stuff we do.
I feel like we have a lot of hubris. Like the joke from international people is always like, we're very happy to hang our flag everywhere, and that's just not a thing in the rest of the world. And I think sometimes that pride comes out more as hubris than just pride.
Okay.
People not being willing to try something new. I'm thinking of schools.
Where do you see our country in the next 10 years?
I still think we are a powerhouse for technology, so I think we'll definitely move that forward. But I think in terms of actual adoption of apps, Asian markets such as China have moved us forward a lot more. But I think we will still definitely be a hub for innovation, technology, and open thinking.
Okay. Awesome.
I hope better. I hope more universal. I hope more cohesive. I hope happier. I hope global warming doesn't take us over. But I hope that like everyone's still happy and going. Yeah.
I don't know. It just kind of feels like a big question mark.
Right.
Like, it's like every year get worse and worse until the people take the power back. Meaning, like, me and you, we ain't in politicians. We the one vote.
Yep.
We need to get the power back, and I feel like our next leadership come from among us.
10 years, well, we're going to have our ups and downs like always. And I think we'll just be just fine, just like we are now.
So those are the thoughts of the American people. It was fun meeting everybody and, you know, seeing what everybody thinks about America. We have some things to work on, some things we do good. So having said all that, this video is finished.